Faithful, what you've heard the show. Right. What's going to be the reaction, dude?
Well, of course, they're going to accuse us of supposedly being agents. Oh, look, Esau paid them off. Now, you see, they're trying to, the time is, coming that they're trying to come against this truth. And the reality of the matter is that these guys aren't in the truth. They're in the lie.
Well,
they're being deceived.
Right.
Because some of the things that they say in regards to history, such as the Dark Ages doctrine, I don't think we've even touched on that.
The Dark Ages doctrine? This is news to me. I mean, we got to end this show, but you can't just say that. You got to tell me, what is the Dark Ages doctrine?
Well, the Dark Ages doctrine, and I'm sure Kadash knows, is basically this belief that the Israelites ruled Europe for 1,000 years.
Oh, okay. So the black nobility, black royalty?
Dark Ages, you get it?
But also they're really...
Yep.
Come on, man. Oh, okay. Yo, check it. Using that same precept, is Bruce Wayne an Israelite? Right? He's the Dark Knight. I'm sorry.
Hey, you're catching on, man.
Okay. Maybe I'm not Jake after all. Maybe I am. I'm just kidding. I don't want to make too many jokes. I'd like to see a debate, though.
And you got that woolly hair, man. You got that woolly hair now. You gotta watch out.
I might bring my afro back just because people comment on. I might gotta bring it back, man. It's just a lot of work, man. Especially in these summers in Phoenix. Like it's just kind of, takes a little, you sleep on it, this and that, but, I don't know, we'll see.
I hear you, man. Yeah.
What's up? I mean, the problem is Esau ain't really paying enough, and so I still got to work, driving the truck, so they got a dress code, so that's part of the problem. So, anyways, I'd like to see a debate, is Mashah like Serpentor? That'd be interesting, but I don't think they'll do that either. Somebody's going to get mad and say I should be killed for that joke right there. Kadash, final shout out, and you want to give it a second crack at a prediction about what this is gonna produce? Like how many YouTube videos will be made here?
Yeah, I think there's going to be two crowds out there. There's those that the newer generation of Israelites who have a disdain for the camps and will just kind of sweep that aside and say, well, that was all part of their madness anyway, not realizing that those are their predecessors. Those are the guys that basically forged and handed down what they, the basic tenets of what they subscribe to. Mm-hmm. And I think we will get maybe a little bit of a backlash from some of the older brothers if they've tuned in. Like we said, Tahar may have something to say. He may feel a little bit vindicated about how that whole deal closed there for him. So I'm just I'm ready for anything anyway. What I told was accurate in the first-hand eyewitness experiences and stories rehearsed to me from brothers who were first-hand witnesses as well.
Hey, hey, how about this, Faithful? Because I like the way you dropped this real quick. Here's how we're going to end the show. The Scythian passage in Colossians. First of all, do you remember off the top where that is? Because I want to read it, and then I want you to explain real quick how you do the significance of the Scythian in there.
Absolutely. So basically, that is Colossians 3:11.
Can I read it?
Yeah, sure. Yes, you can.
Right. Where there is neither oh man, sorry, I was about to do the thing and I made myself laugh like a. Okay, let me just respect this. Colossians chapter 3 verse 11. Where there is neither Greek nor Jew, circumcision nor uncircumcision, barbarian, Scythian, bond nor free, but Christ is all and in all. What's the significance of that? Because it's gospel right there. Break it down, Faithful, and that's how we're going to close.
Well, basically, that is in reference to the Magagites. Now, some might say, well, how do you know that's the Magagites? Well, Josephus, who was a natural Israelite, lets us know this in Antiquities of the Jews. If I'm not mistaken, I believe it's Book 1. And if I'm not mistaken, it might be Section 6. Now, I could be getting this wrong, but it definitely is in Antiquities of the Jews. And he basically outlines, who the Scythians are there. Lets it be known that they were originally known as the Magagites, and then the Greeks are calling them Scythians.
So that's a non-Israelite people group. Is the importance of that a non-Israelite people group? Now, what about the mummies?
They're descendants of Japheth, right? They're descendants of Japheth, and if you look in Genesis 10, verse 2, we see that the Magagites are indeed descendants of Japheth. Now, here's the kicker. When you do your research on the Scythians, and anybody can do this, first and foremost, you look at what the ancient writers had to say about them. All of them depict the Scythians as fair-haired, fair-skinned, even going as far as saying that they are golden-haired. And this is the most damaging thing. When you Google search Scythian mummies, you're going to see blonde-haired, fair-skinned people.
Looking like Brad Pitt up in here. Looking like Brad Pitt.
Right. And that proves definitively that Caucasian people, because these people were indeed from the Caucasus Mountains, that proves definitively that Caucasian people will be saved. And they cannot get around that. They can't make them Israelites. And let me tell you, this also shoots a hole into the whole white man is Esau doctrine. And if I could add one more thing just very quickly. In the Septuagint, in Job 42, verse 17, Job, by the Israelite translators of the Septuagint, this is 200, 300 years before the time of the apostles, Job is identified as an Edomite. They're not going to get around that.
And guys, the reason why this is important is because the gospel matters. And when Christ leaves, he says, go into all the world, preaching this gospel to all the nations. You're going to teach them the commands, teach them how to observe it. Basically make disciples, right? Baptize them, and this is the Trinitarian formula, the name, singular, of the Father, the Son, and the Spirit. It's a gospel issue, man, and we go Revelation 5, and we see the completion of that, where every nation, tribe, and tongue is up in there. And that's why we say, yes, God chooses. Yes, God has his elect. We're okay with that because that's scriptural. It's true that he predestined before the foundation of the world was laid in love, according to his plan, his purpose. That's all true. But don't let us dare make the elect only one type of people from which he draws. Because 1 John 2:2 says, he is the propitiation for our sins. That means the sacrifice that atones in a satisfactory way. He is the propitiation for our sins, and not for ours only, but also for the sins of the whole world. Now we know the whole world's not saved, so the sacrifice hasn't been made for literally everyone in the whole world. John uses world in different ways. That's that Greek word cosmos. And here it's clear he's saying, not just for us cats, but cats out there as well. Christ is a propitiation, and that's where salvation is to be found. And with that, we close out today's broadcast. And thank you, Faithful to God, for joining. Thank you to Kadash for joining. Vocab Malone is signing out.